Right, how do we use the style of Friedensreich Hundertwasser to produce a weird and wonderful portrait? Well, first of all, we just need to consider the fact that he produces these really, they look childlike, but they're actually very complicated images which often have faces in, whether they're part of a landscape or whether they from their own picture that then just blends into the background. But what I want you to notice is the way that he puts like two eyeballs in one eye socket there. Fantastic. The way he divides the face up into different lines and puts these strange spotty shapes into his pictures. Look at this one. Very long nose, just like Modigliani. Small mouth, just like Modigliani. Although he's not stretched the face out. But look here, 3 pairs of eyes. Incredible. So we're going to use his style to develop our final portrait. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm also going to look at my Modigliani version to help me. So if I'm starting here, I'll start just the same way as before. I'm going to start off by putting a real long Hundertwasser nose in the picture. So I'm starting in the centre and I'm going to add extra shapes, etc. I'm also going to look at this picture here, because in this picture he puts 2 sets of nostrils, and that's what I want to do on here. This is all about, this particular part of the project is all about having fun and going way over the top and being really, really adventurous with producing your image. We'll go for the eyebrows there, we'll have them as usual. And even though Hundertwasser's pictures are weird and wonderful, they do have everything in the right place. Even though he has 6 eyes, they're in the right place underneath the eyebrows and either side of the nostrils. So as you can see here, just as I'm nattering away, I'm just going for it. I'm just drawing these images on here. Get 2 eyeballs in there. Let's be decadent and have 3 in there. And we can get something like that going there. I'm then going to put the small mouth at the bottom here, just like Modigliani. Now you'll notice I'm drawing this pretty much straight off. If you want to, you can always draw it lightly first and then change it round. Well, not change it round, but go over it darker when you think you've got it right. So that's not bad there, I'm quite happy with that. I can then go over it darker with my pencil after and get that to stand out on there. So there we've got a rough face. Notice that I've kept the Modigliani stretched face. I'm also going to keep the Modigliani stretched neck. And we're going to bring down a collar, something like this here. And we'll take the shoulders going off there and there. And if we just look at the top of the head, I'm going to go following that shape there, but then I'm going to go for a bit of the hair-like on this one here, whereby it'll come up and then I go woo straight off the page. The same here, whee, straight off there. And what I'll then do is put a few extra lines in just to make it funky. The face there at the minute, a little bit plain. If I was to add colour to that, it would be all the same colour all the way along there. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put like these extra lines coming around here. There's one thing Hundertwasser did do was that he divided the face up with lines. So I'm going to do something like that, which makes it a little bit funkier. Before I started this picture, I didn't have a clue what I was going to do. And that's the way I want this to be. I want this to be a really spontaneous picture. So there's no testing things out in a sketchbook first. I just want you to go for it and really just have fun. We could get like the laughter line sort of thing on there. and just produce this wacky, crazy picture. Something like that there. And I think I'm also going to put a laughter line coming down from there. It's rather like a Maori warrior who has his face tattooed, isn't it? And then I'm going to put some extra little shapes in between here. I'll have some circles and ovals in there. Okay, so this is all about having fun, being inventive. You're going to put a load of colour onto this later on as well. Once you've got it all drawn out, we'll emphasise the creases in the forehead there. And also I do want you to consider what you're going to put in the background. Hundertwasser often used this imagery where he had trees, very simplified versions of trees. You know, we could certainly put that in the background there, and then take the stem going right the way down to the bottom of the page there, and then add, say, another one going behind it. Be inventive, be creative. This is your picture. You decide how wacky you want it to be, and really go to town in adding loads of detail into here. I'm also going to split that up with extra little sections there. You know, this is your way of having fun. We might even want to put some houses in, like he's put in the background there. Very simple houses. They're literally rectangles with triangles on top. Really straightforward, simple shapes. And what I'm actually trying to do, I'm trying to actually draw this really like a young child would do it, because that's the sort of image that's the idea you get from Hundertwasser's pictures. It's done by, you know, someone who is a kid, but there's a lot more detail into it. And by being as direct as I am, that is really how very young children draw. They see something and they just put it down. They just go for it. It's the one time in art where I'll say, you know, just go for it. Have fun. See what you can do. Most art work, as you get older, people are asking you to take care and be really considered about the images that you put in here. Well, not this time. You have the freedom, you have my permission to go forth into areas unknown and just really have fun. Don't scribble it. You know, don't go mad and do stuff like that. There you go, just felt like putting a shape like that in there. Just go for it and see what you can provide. I just want to, this neck's a little bit boring for me. So I'm just going to do a shape, something like that, and put in like an Adam's apple sort of shape there. And we could even do that. So there we go. There is my Hundertwasser version of a portrait. That will take you this session to do. And once you've done that, we're then going to start thinking of adding colour. And this time we will be being more careful, because we're going to add the colour into all these different shapes. But that will keep you busy for the time being. Okay, there you go.